And Volpe, Taylor, Volpe's been amazing, okay? The maturity at the plate he's shown so far is absolutely incredible. We saw it in spurts last year. Overall, last year, 2023 was a terrible year for him offensively, but he would have a 5-game stretch here, a 10-game stretch there, a 3-game stretch there where you saw, okay, this is kind of why he was a top 5 prospect in all of baseball. Physically, his swing was not there, okay? There's been a lot of talk about his adjustments that he made. He obviously made huge physical and mental adjustments over the offseason. The first two have kind of been talked about a lot, okay? The first adjustment he made, his front side was opening up a lot. He was stepping out. He was spinning off the ball right away, losing a lot of plate coverage on that outside part of the plate, which made him really susceptible to those sliders away. He fixed that by kind of closing himself off, striding even, and keeping his direction through right center. This is why now you see him driving a lot of fastballs the other way, and then he has the ability to hit those hanging breaking balls a little more out front because he's closed off and he has much better direction through the right center, kind of that second base part of the field. And now he can cover that outer half much better. And we've seen him slapping a lot of singles the other way, kind of like the other Yankees shortstop that they used to have, but I'm not gonna dive too deep into that. Second of all, listen, he fixed his swing path. 2023, Volpe, he had an extreme uppercut. It was a huge uppercut, which basically means his barrel was dropping at the very start of his swing and causing him to have a very steep angle bat or barrel path where he was nowhere near the path of the pitch. Basically, the pitch is coming in, it's the pitcher standing on an elevated surface, so the ball's coming slightly down. So you have to have a path with your barrel that goes slightly up to match the path of the pitch. And his was like almost a parabola, where it was like, if any of our math people out there, it's basically like a U shape on a graph, right? That's kind of what Volpe's swing looked like. His bat went down and then up really steep, so it was hard for him to actually meet the path of the pitch, essentially. So he couldn't hit any fastballs up because he was dumping his barrel right away. Now that he fixed that, basically by making his path flatter, you can tell this offseason he made a conscious effort basically to feel like, I'm staying on top of the ball and I'm going to hit these high fastballs and I'm going to stay flatter through the zone, which has made him way shorter to the ball, way longer in the zone, and much more on path, which is why he's much more consistent in all facets of hitting pretty much at this point. And then the third thing that I saw, which I haven't seen talked about, many people talk about, is he's had a lot more two-hand finishes with his swing this year, and his finish has been a lot shorter. Now, in the hitting community, for those of you who aren't familiar in the hitting community, I am in the hitting community, and I listen and watch a lot of hitting videos, and people talk about hitting, okay? The finish of the swing for some people say it doesn't matter because it happens after you already hit the ball, and I'm not dismissing that, okay? But for me, a player's swing can be very useful, and you can see that in what players are actually working on or emphasizing. And when you watch players work on drills in the offseason, you'll see a drill that a lot of them do. It's kind of a short finish drill where basically they're just stopping their hands after they extend through the ball. So they'll hit the ball and they'll basically just stop their swing after they extend through the ball. So when I see Volpe using two hands on his finish, which is one way guys emphasize their extension, is using two hands on the finish. When you let go with one hand and have a one-hand finish, a lot of the time it leads to extension issues, rollover issues, it leads to cut across issues, stuff that you do not want as a hitter. So the top hand is the extension hand, okay? So when you extend through with the top hand, that's what's getting your extension through the baseball. So some players will let go prematurely, they'll lose their extension, they'll roll over like I talked about, and he's been staying with the two-hand finishes a lot this year. Last year he was not doing that a lot, and this year he's finishing shorter through the ball as well. So it shows me that he's been focusing a lot on that extension drill that I kind of talked about earlier, where he's just extending through and stopping, making sure he gets through the ball, and all of those were the perfect adjustments that he could have made. I don't expect that he keeps this pace. Again, he's a one-dot guy right now. I don't expect that he keeps that pace, but I do expect with the adjustments that he's made now that he can keep playing at an extremely high level going forward.